What's up, Taurus? Let's see what your current situations are. So Moon, Rising, Venus, Taurus placements. I was getting something about a Virgo. You could be crushing on a Virgo, in a relationship with a Virgo, or dealing with a Virgo somehow. There could have been an ending with a Virgo. So I put the deck down here. But yeah, there's something about Virgo. Maybe Virgo season was prominent for some of you. We just got out. No, we didn't. Did we? Yeah, because we're in Libra season now. Yeah, so we just got out of Virgo season. So that could be something for you guys. All right, let's see. All right, you guys have the Seven of Pentacles, Knight of Wands, Four of Swords, King of Wands. And then you have the Six of Wands, the Eight of Swords, the High Priestess. Some of you guys have no idea where your next success story is going to be. It's like you guys are on your way, right? Like you're charging towards this success, but for whatever reason, you guys are in your head. There's something here about your intuition as well. So again, it's almost like this is like fear of being successful. Okay, it's like you guys can see it in your head, right? It's like you envision yourself like getting the accolades and getting the attention and you know, getting the congratulations and the thanks, right? But then it puts you in your head because you're like, man, like something is starting to seem real to you guys, okay? And it feels like there's a lot of alignment here with the Lovers, okay? And so it just feels like you guys can feel it, and maybe it's stressing somebody out here because you're like, man, like it took me so long that maybe you thought it was never going to happen, but like it's finally here, or you can feel it. So whatever this is like your intuition here is telling you that something is really close. You're almost at the finish line with something. And so it just feels like, again, it's putting you in your head because you're just like, oh my God, like what if I drop the ball? What if I do this? What if I, and it's like Spirit saying like, don't worry about that. Like, don't create this, this toxic scenario, one that isn't even like, you know, happening. So don't let your imagination run away with itself when it comes to what it's going to be like once you've hit that pinnacle of success, okay? Speaking of Seven of Pentacles here, a lot of you guys are trying to figure out where you want to plant your next seed. You see how he has that hoe there, or that shovel? It just feels like, you know, there's this pentacle here, and he's like, all right, where do I make room? So that's what it feels like. It feels like you guys, there's something here that you want to reach, okay? And this could be your final pinnacle, and not like it's the last thing of like success, but it just feels like maybe it's like the last time you're gonna try something. There's like a deadline here. It just feels like, okay, like one more try, okay? And that's what it feels like. So it does feel like whatever this pinnacle is, whatever it is that you guys are striving for, it's like you're taking a moment to pause here, okay? You're like, okay, how did I create this pinnacle, or that one, or this one, or that one? So there's something here about like going back to the beginning. Some of you guys could be starting over. You could be going back to the drawing board here, okay? This is like maybe you know, ran away with your imagination, or you just kept, there's just something here about you ran with the momentum, but at some point that momentum kind of like stopped you in your tracks. And it's only because you were like, okay, I saw myself go up to this point, but I don't know where to navigate from here on out. So you guys could be, I'm seeing like the Two of Swords, right? So you guys could be right now at a crossroads. And again, some of you guys are like, okay, I do need to go back to the drawing board, because maybe you've invested time, you've invested money in something, and it just didn't work out, okay? So this is you just taking a moment, a pause, and like maybe thinking like, okay, how did I get this first accolade? How did I get the second one? And so there's something here about, like I said, going back to the beginning, all right? With the Seven of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, it's like, again, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. There's a lot of passion tied to whatever this pinnacle is here, okay? It feels like you guys are genuinely taking your time with something right now. And that's only because it feels like this is something that's really important to you. So this could be something that you spent a lot of time cultivating, right? And so it just feels like whatever this is, you're like, I don't want to screw this up. So there's something here about like getting it just right, or like perfect timing, something like that, okay? And so it's like you're trying to wait for the perfect moment, but you got to make the moment perfect, if that makes sense, okay? It's like the perfect moment's never going to come. It never does, okay? But it's that moment when you're like at your wit's end, when you're like, you know what, anything at this point is better than this. And so it's like that moment where you get that fire under you, which is this Knight of Wands, and you move forward. So it feels like right now you guys could be in your current situation, like I said, at a standstill trying to figure out where to invest that last pinnacle, but it feels like a fire is about to be lit under you. It's one of those things where it's like, you know what, I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't, but I don't really know that because I haven't even tried. And so there's something here about going full force at some point here. With whatever this is. So there is passion drawn towards, again, this could be a career, this could be a relationship, this could be anything, okay? And so it just feels like whatever this is, you guys are, there's passion behind this, there's love behind this, there's a wantingness, a desire here. And it just feels like you want to get it just right. But again, the perfect time is never going to come. So you got to make the perfect time. With the Knight of Wands and the Four Swords, some of you guys right now are tired of your player ways, or you're tired of dealing with players here. That could also be something that you guys are looking back at, okay? Maybe you guys have decided to stay single, be single, right? And so then you've kind of like delved into the world of casual hookups and dating, and things aren't going anywhere in particular. So some of you guys kind of want to like lay that to rest for now, okay? You're like, I'm done with that. I don't really want to deal with that anymore. So by doing so, though, you go from a Knight of Wands to a King of Wands. Okay, there's a lot of growth here that's coming in. It feels like where you were seeking temporary satisfaction, it feels like right now you're looking for the long term, the longevity that comes with that, right? So some of you guys could be contemplating getting into a relationship or going that route again. A lot of you guys put it on the back burner because you were focusing on yourself, you're focusing on your goals, on your ambitions and all that. And so it just feels like whatever it is that is where that resonates, it just feels like moving forward, there's like a lot of growth there, okay? And it feels too, it's like some of you guys could have found a passion doing something else. Like maybe there's like a hobby here and you're like, oh, like I didn't realize how much I love doing this, or something along those lines, okay? So there's also something about routine here. You guys could be like stuck in a routine, okay? Maybe like, even though it's kind of mundane, because it does feel mundane, you're like, no, there's like great benefit to this. So some of you guys have put aside like going out there dating and entertaining other people because you're like, no, I need to focus on me, I need to focus on my growth. And it feels like there's a lot of progress going on right now, regardless of whether or not you're seeing this. Like, I'm telling you right now, I see it in the cards, right? You guys got the Sun, the Five of Wands, and the Ace of Swords here. There could be like a battle with self here, okay? A lot of you guys right now, somebody here or several of you could be going through a dark night of the soul, okay? The Sun talks about illumination outside of happiness, right? This self-illumination, the Sun talks about self, right? So it feels like there's like this internal struggle right now that's going on because a lot of you guys are realizing and understanding like all the decisions you've made, the person that you are. A lot of you guys aren't happy with where you are right now in life, okay? And so that's why I feel like some of you guys are being prompted to make these changes. Why you're being guided away from, you know, dealing with other people, why you're solely being guided to focus on your passions and your love and excitement for creativity, okay? And so it just feels like you guys could currently be going through like a battle with self here, because it's almost like the more that you see about yourself, the more that you realize and understand about your situation, the more that you're just kind of like, I can't believe I did this, I can't believe I did that. So there's a little bit of like, not Five of Cups energy, but it just feels like there's maybe a little bit of like Four of Pentacles energy, I would say, where you're still kind of holding on to like, I can't believe I did this, I can't believe I did that. So there's some sort of resentment, underlying resentment that you could possibly be experiencing right now, because it's like the more that you see like, I wasted time on this is how you're seeing it, I wasted time on this, I wasted time on that person, I wasted, and it's like you could be utilizing these words, but it's like they're better words. It's like you didn't waste anything. If you learned a lesson, you didn't waste anything. But if you didn't learn something, well then yeah, it was a waste of time. And like now you got to do another cycle likely of whatever that is, okay? Also too, you guys could be focused on protecting your happiness right now. A lot of you guys have found peace. Okay, so on the opposite side of that, right? you guys have found peace, and you'll do anything to protect that peace, okay? It's like the more that you see it, the more that you just want to focus on yourself. And by focusing on yourself, I do see here some sort of financial glow up, okay? You guys could be saving money, especially if you're like getting into healthier habits. Obviously, you're not eating out as much, you're not drinking, you're not smoking, you're not doing all these like things that are affecting your health in a negative way. And so it just feels like the more that you stand in your convictions of like protecting your peace, and you know, realizing how much work is actually going into building yourself, not only physically but mentally and spiritually, you're like, okay, yeah, like there's no way now that I'm gonna let anybody like come in between that. So with this Ace of Swords and the King of Pentacles, it's like the more that you start to understand yourself, the more stable you're going to become, the more financially blessed as well that you're going to become. It all kind of is a domino effect, okay? It's like when we start doing better, we know, well, when we know better, we do better, right? Yeah, see, I messed that up. And there's the Ace of Pentacles. You have a financial blessing coming in. Yeah, Ace of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords. Whatever, okay, if you guys have money right now, or if you guys like are financially like stable and you're well, it feels like Spirit wants you to protect whatever this is. Don't just give out your money to whoever, family or friends. Don't tell people what you have. It doesn't feel like you do, but it just feels like there's a need to guard your assets at this point in time. There's a need to guard your finances, okay? So it's kind of one of those situations where it's like, if you know that people are gonna come in and just use you for money, like to borrow money, and you know that they're not going to pay you back, Spirit's saying like completely avoid those people, cut those people out at this point in time. It feels like you're going to need your money for something here in the near future. You don't see whatever this is that's coming, and so you have to protect it, okay? Don't just think that because, oh, well, I have X amount of money, it should be fine. No. Like, it's funny how quickly money tends to dwindle, right? Like, next thing you know, you start seeing your balance go down, and you're just like, what the heck? I just had this, you know? That's just how it works, okay? Also, too, some of you guys could be experiencing a new beginning. You have the Fool, the Temperance, the Seven of Wands. Actually, some of you guys are blocking a new beginning here. It's like you guys want to go in a new direction. You guys have been patient for it, but then it's like you're stopping yourself. But the question is why? And I feel like it's because you guys want emotional fulfillment wherever it is that you're going. You're taking this last cup. You're taking this last pinnacle here, right? So it's like, ultimately, yeah, and then you end up with the Page of Cups. So it's like you want to combine the two. You want to take your stability, you want to take your emotions, you want to take what you have, your resources, and you want to build something new. So some of you guys are going to continue to be patient and do your best to grow where you're at. And like whenever the time is right here, it does feel like you guys could possibly stand out of like your own way. Some of you guys, you could be convincing yourself that like you're not ready for this new beginning because you don't have X amount of money, or you don't have X amount of like resources. And so Spirit's saying like, that's fine. Yeah, as I split the deck, you get the Four of Swords. That's fine if you want to take a pause, but don't stay here forever, okay? Like, at some point, you need to make a move, all right? So that's what I have for you, Taurus. Hopefully this helps and resonates. Catch you in the next one.